Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. College football is here. Week 1 is in the book. 69-3 win over Chattanooga for the Vols. Went about as well as you could expect. I mean, you look at this thing going into it, and it's what do you want? Well, you want to go in, you want to take care of business, you want to stay healthy. I said all week leading up to the game, I don't want there to be any doubt. I don't want to come out of this thing talking about how we were vanilla and we did this and we did that and we got the win, but. No, Tennessee went out. They took care of business. They left, no doubt. We got a little taste. We got a little taste of Nico last year in the bowl game, but I think yesterday afternoon we got to see what Nico Iamaleava is all about. Game 1, his first start inside of Neyland Stadium. What does Nico do? He goes out and he breaks records. This Tennessee offense yesterday, 700 yards of total offense for the third time in program history. Nico in the first half, most passing yards ever by a Tennessee quarterback in one half of football. They went out and scored 24 points in the first quarter. That's more points than they scored in any quarter the entire season in 2023. And I get it. It's Chattanooga. They did what they were supposed to. Boogie, why are you so excited? You know, more passing yards in a half than any other Tennessee quarterback in history. Look, I said it last night. I'll say it again. I'll probably say this all week long. Peyton Manning played against schools like Chattanooga. Josh Dobbs, Hendon Hooker, Casey Clausen, Heath Schuler. They all played against teams like Chattanooga. But in start number one for Nico Iamaleava, he goes out and throws for the most passing yards in a half in school history, 314 yards through the air. He could have done whatever he wanted to do. But again, this game went exactly how you wanted. You got to play a lot of young guys. I think it was good to see, guys get an opportunity. Jake Merklinger, obviously, we want to see what he can do. But Gaston Moore deserved his opportunity to go out and lead this football team yesterday. So that was good to see as well. But again, young guys offensively, young guys defensively. We've had a night to sleep on it. Let the emotions go away. But guess what? I'm still riding that high because I saw everything I wanted to see. But this is the day after Tennessee versus Chattanooga. We're going to get into it. We're going to break it down. But as always, I need you guys to do that YouTube stuff for me. Just smash the thumbs up real quick. Just below the video, it is quick, free, and easy, and it helps the channel. Also, if you're new here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not journalists. We don't pretend to be any of that. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. We're going to be live later tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's the fan call-in show. You guys get a voice here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. You get to come on the channel, hang out, and drive the show Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eric Kane of VolQuest.com. And also Locked On Vols will be in the house for the morning show. Tuesday nights, we're playing EA Sports College Football. Wednesday night, Talkin VAWLS Live. All kinds of fun content for you, but let's get into it. Let's talk about this win over Chattanooga. First, you go look at the team stats. Just picture perfect, man. Again, 69-3, total domination. You let your foot off the gas in the second half. You went out and you scored on the first 7 drives of the game. And then kind of, not that the wheels fell off, but you had a 3 and out. But in that 3 and out, the 8th drive of the game, there was an incomplete pass to Chaz Nimrod. There was a fumbled snap. Nico kind of gets up holding his shoulder. We're all holding our breath, hoping that he's okay. He felt a little off. After that, you came back. You tried to go through the 2-minute drill. You had a minute 46, starting from your own 11. Good stuff that you want your young quarterback to kind of go through and experience. You got a chop block followed by a sack. You kind of get behind the sticks, and that drive doesn't really go the way you want. Nico comes out of the game, and it kind of felt like, that was it. The foot came off the gas. You still scored 24 points in the second half, but you look at the efficiency on third down. That's something that I love to see. 1 for 14. Chattanooga 1 for 14 on third down. Meanwhile, Tennessee 9 for 15. Total yards, Tennessee 718, Chattanooga 227. But a stat that I really like is rushing yards or yards per attempt for Chattanooga on offense. 2.1 yards per carry. Tennessee had 5 tackles for a loss. A lot of people, talking about this Tennessee defensive line and saying, where was James Pierce? I didn't see him. What was the deal with James Pierce? Last night, Coach Jay kind of had an explanation for that, talked about what Tennessee was really doing with him defensively. Also, they just played a lot of guys on that defensive line. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about James Pierce and saying that, Chattanooga was sliding protection towards him. And, my response to that is if you've got to scheme your entire offense around one person, that's going to benefit Tennessee. And overall defensively, I really don't see how anybody can complain about what Tennessee went out there and did. You gave up 83 yards in the first half. You held Chattanooga to less than 2 yards per carry on the ground. Again, 3 points in the entire game, 227 total yards, 5 tackles for loss. You had 1 sack. And again, they were doing a lot of things to try to limit Tennessee's defensive line, which that's advantage Tim Banks. If you've got to scheme everything around our defensive line because they're so good, that is going to benefit Tim Banks throughout the course of this season. I thought Tyree West had a really good game. He was a guy that I was looking for going into this thing to shine because, look, people are going to try to minimize James Pierce. That's when guys like Tyree West, Don Bailey, other guys on that defensive line are going to have to step up, and I think they did just that. I love Boo Carter out there at that star position. I think he's going to lock that thing down. His athleticism showed coming off the blitz on the backside. Tim Banks set him up for success. Now the quarterback got rid of the ball, but Boo Carter still went and made a play. Good tackle. Somebody pointed it out on Twitter. Man, Boogie, at least he did. I said, I wish he would have finished that off. I wish he would have cleaned that up and got the sack. And they said, man, at least he had good form. He wrapped up. He didn't just try to take the guy's head off. Good point. I agree with that. You know, when your defensive line is at the top of your stat sheet in tackles, that's a good day for your defense. Now, yeah, Will Brooks led the team with 5 tackles. Jeremiah Thielander and Jalen Smith both had 4 tackles each, but then you run down the list, and it's Dominic Bailey, it's Joshua Josephs, it's Elijah Simmons, it's Omar Norman Lott, all with 3 tackles. When your D-line is up there at the top of the stat sheet, that is a good day for this Tim Banks defense. But let's talk about Nico. You know, going into this thing, we made a video earlier in the week. We talked about this some on the Friday morning stream with Coach Jay. The playbook is going to be wide open. That was the words from Josh Heupel. And then we kind of questioned, are we really going to see it against Chattanooga, or is this going to be limited? Is it going to be very vanilla and dumbed down? I think we got a little bit of taste of what this offense is going to be. I don't think they showed everything. They had the nice little end around to Brew. That was a different look. Give people something that they've got a scheme for, plan for, moving ahead. You really didn't see Nico keep the football too much. You didn't see him run too much designed run plays. But, you know, the playbook, it is wide open. And again, we talked about this a lot on the post-game show. If you missed it, go catch the rewatch. But just this offense, when you've got Dylan Sampson running the football well, and he ended the day with 12 carries for 124 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging 10 yards per carry. Deshaun Bishop averaged 12 yards per carry. When you're running the football well, that sets your offense up for huge success. And Josh Heupel wants to run the football. That's what they want to do. But then you're also using Dylan Sampson in the passing game, whether it be on those little swing passes or however they get him involved in the passing game. He ended the day, I think he had 3 catches. Dylan Sampson had 3 catches for 29 yards, but then just the weapons around Nico. Dante Thornton, 3 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Brew McCoy, 6 catches, 89 yards. Chris Brazel, 5 catches, 59 yards. Squirrel White, 2 for 22. Ethan Davis, 2 for 20 and a touchdown. Caleb Webb, 2 for 19. Nico has some weapons around him, and they are utilizing every inch of the field. That's something last year we kept saying. There's a lack of trust here in Joe. They don't trust him to run this full offense. But then we see Nico attacking the middle of the field. Second drive of the game, you're inside the 5-yard line. You hit Ethan Davis over the middle of the field for a touchdown. Third drive, you go back-to-back over the middle. Play action, you hit Brazel down the middle of the field. Then you have a 36-yard pass to Thornton down the middle of the field. And again, I mentioned this last night. It's not just that Nico's accurate. It's the ball placement. You go back and watch that 36-yard touchdown to Thornton. Just hits him in stride, in the hands, never skips a beat, and Dante Thornton is off to the races. That's something that we were lacking last year. The 5th drive of the game, you hit Brew McCoy deep down to the goal line, didn't get in the end zone, but still hit him deep. Just this offense, we saw what it is supposed to look like yesterday. And when you're able to attack the middle of the field, you're able to attack out wide, whether it be the quick stuff to the outside to the wide receivers or swing passes to Dylan Sampson or different running backs. It just opens up the field, and that's what Josh Heupel wants to do. He wants to spread you out and attack with just so many weapons around Nico. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future of this football team in 2024. We got a little taste of it in the bowl game. We got a little bit more of a taste yesterday against Chattanooga, and I think this offense, I think this football team is going to be special in 2024. It's not just offensively, it's defensively, and we're going to get a little test. We're going to get a little bit more. I told Kaner on Monday, I said, Kane, I said, this thing feels like 2022. It feels like we have the opportunity to week by week, the stakes get higher. We see a little bit more. And the next thing you know, we could be sitting up there at the top of the mountain when Tennessee's going to play Georgia. But up next, NC State next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Look, NC State had to play everybody last week against Western Carolina. Trailed 21-17 heading into the fourth quarter. They put up 21 unanswered. They got the W, but they had to play everybody in that football game. Tennessee played their starters a half, and then they got to rest. They got to chill. They get to get ready for NC State coming up on Saturday. Tennessee, the early favorite right now, favored by 5.5 as of this morning. I like the matchup. I've said it all along, said it all offseason. I think Tennessee goes and takes care of business about NC State. Make sure you guys smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. What'd you like about yesterday's win over Chattanooga? Is there anything that you're concerned about? If you don't have a comment or a question, just attack that comment section with a GBO. I hope you'll join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time for the Fan Call-In Show. Always a good time with you guys on Sunday nights. Like I said, make sure you smash the thumbs up. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. And a quick shout out to the members of the channel. You guys drive the show. You're the reason we get to do this every single day. We need your support. Think about hitting that join button. You can do it for as little as $1 per month. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.